Hello and thank you for watching the clip. In today's video we are discussing about the mafia-like organization from Japan called YAKUZA. The organization originated in the 17th century and the term YAKUZA literally derives from the beginning of the traditional word yatsu, which means 8, ku, which means 9, and za, which means 3, based on the worst hand attainable in the Japanese card game Oichu Kabu. The period of growth and development is tied to the Tokugawa shogunate, a period of unification in which foreigners were banned and Japan went through a period of isolation. This newfound era of peace left as many as 500,000 samurais unemployed. Many of these joined the merchant class. Those who didn't, the running turned to thievery and other criminal methods. The Yakuza are said to have originated in defense of these wandering samurai. Yakuza, also called Boryokudan or Gokudo, Japanese gangsters, members of what are formerly called Boryokudan. Yakuza adopt samurai-like rituals and often wear elaborate body tattoos. They engage in extortion, blackmail, smuggling, prostitution, drug trafficking, gambling, loan sharking, day labor, contracting and other rackets, and control many restaurants, bars, trucking companies, talent agencies, taxi fleets, factories and other businesses in major Japanese cities. They are also involved in criminal activities worldwide. The Yakuza are heavily involved in sex-related industry. They smuggle pornography from Europe and America into Japan. They also control large prostitution rings around Japan. Buying or stealing girls from China or Philippines, they pimp these girls in Yakuza-controlled bars and nightclubs. The main sources of income were initially drugs and gambling, but the police managed to crack down easily on them and the Yakuza started to move into other areas as well. After the Second World War, they started to draw money from ordinary companies. Once the economic development started to happen, they began to make businesses in real estate and finances. According to police estimates, the gang membership reached its highest level of some 184,000 in the early 1960s. However, by the early 21st century, their numbers have declined to approximately 80,000, divided roughly evenly between regular members and associates. In 2016, it is estimated the total number of Yakuza members as being 39,000. The largest Yakuza syndicates operating today are Kobe-based Yamaguchi Gumi, which includes about half of all the active Yakuza in Japan, the Sumiyoshi Kai, which originates in Osaka and boasts about 20,000 members, and the Inagawa Kai out of Tokyo and Yokohama with 15,000 members. The members are organized into hundreds of gangs, most of them affiliates under the umbrella of one of some 20 conglomerate gangs. The leader of any gang or conglomerate of Yakuza is known as the Oyabun, boss literally parent status, and the followers are known as Kobun or protégés, apprentices, literally child status. Members of Yakuza gangs cut their family ties and transfer their loyalty to the gang boss. The Yakuza is populated evenly entirely by men, and the very few women who are acknowledged are the wives of bosses. They are organized into hundreds of gangs and several prominent gang conglomerates. The largest conglomerates includes Yamaguchi Gumi, Inagawa Kai and Sumiyoshi Kai. Kobun traditionally takes a blood oath of allegiance, and a member who breaks the Yakuza code must show penance through a ritual in which the Kobun cuts off his little finger with a sword, though this practice has declined over the time. For the second offense, the entire pinky finger is removed, and so on. Despite their criminal activities, the Yakuza style themselves as a chivalrous organization. Yakuza has a code of honor, one which says not to mess with ordinary people, especially elderly, women, and children. Yubitsume is performed as an apology when a Yakuza member defies or otherwise displeases his boss. This custom originated in Tokugawa times. The loss of finger joints makes the gangster's sword grip weaker, theoretically leading him to depend more on the rest of the group for protection. After a tsunami, they went and helped the refugees camp with food and bicycles, so part of their tradition and code of values still exist even today. Over the time, the Yakuza have shifted toward the white-collar crime, relying more and more on bribery in lieu of violence, and indeed in the early 21st century they were one of the least murderous criminal groups in the world. Another counterintuitive benefit from the Yakuza is the suppression of petty criminals. Kobe and Osaka, with their powerful Yakuza syndicates, are among the safest towns in a generally safe nation because small fry crooks do not trespass on Yakuza territory. A real Yakuza is somebody that lives Bushido, the way of the samurai, or Ningido as they call it, says an old member of a Yakuza in a documentary online. He says that young members don't have the necessary education anymore and that most of the crimes are still done by older members of the group. In the past, they protected the weak against the strong, and in the past, if they did a crime, they admitted it to the police. Nowadays, that doesn't happen anymore. Yakuza are viewed by some Japanese as a necessary evil in light of their chivalrous facade, and the organization nature of their crime is sometimes viewed as a deterrent to impulsive individual street crime. Bushido. The Yakuza lives by the code of the Bushido, or the way of the samurai. The concepts of Jiri and Ninjo are central to the relationship among members. Giri, or obligation, refers to the sense of obligation felt between members. It describes the strong sense of obligation felt between members and binds them together. Ninjo translates as the human emotion or compassion. It describes generosity or sympathy towards the weak or disadvantaged. This tie to chivalry and patriotism gave the Yakuza a sort of Robin Hood type of romantic image when viewed in the public eye. The 7 virtues of Bushido are the following: G, which means being honest in your relationship with everyone else, and the samurai must believe in justice. U, which means courage. Rei, which means respect. The samurai has no reason to be cruel, and he doesn't need to prove his strength. He must be polite even with his enemy. Makato, which means honesty. When a samurai says he's gonna do something, that thing is seen as already done. Meiyo, which means honor, and Chu, which means loyalty. A samurai is extremely loyal to the ones around him. Rituals. Next to Yubitsume, the cutting of one's pinky, there is the Irezumi. They usually tattoo one black band around their arm for each crime that they've committed. It is also a symbol of strength. The large, intricate, painful, expensive back tattoos can take up to 100 hours. A dedicated reporter says that up to 10 years ago there were a lot of crimes between the Chinese triads and the Yakuza in Japan, but they were not reported to the police, and the Yakuza preferred to get revenge by themselves. The laws against the Yakuza have been hardened, and slowly, a legal advisor says, they will be a thing of the past. In an interview, the Yakuza were saying that the police is trying to wipe them out. It is forbidden for a Yakuza to have a bank account or real estates, and this is the reason they stopped cooperating with the police. Alright everyone, this is the end of the clip. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button, also the subscribe button, and also follow my other videos. Goodbye!